My whole life, I've had albums recorded at the Monterey Jazz Festival, known about the Monterey Jazz Festival as long as I can remember. And the thought of being here dropped in from a phone call from Doug Moody from the North Coast Brewing Company, who said that Tim Jackson had called and we were invited. So, yeah, so I mean, it's just one of those things. It is like, I don't know, for somebody who didn't grow up in New York, to think about the Village Vanguard or some name that you've heard of all your life, and then to actually have the chance to come and play here has been beyond what I imagined, actually. You know, I knew it was going to be a great hang and really fun, but it's even better than I had thought it was going to be. This year, about a year ago, we made a record through the North Coast Brewing Company called Baritone Monk. And the North Coast Brewing Company is the official beer sponsor of this festival. And they make an ale called Brother Thelonious Ale. And they called and invited me to bring my quartet out to the West Coast last year and do an 8-day tour from Vancouver to Santa Cruz, then come back to New York and record the project of Monk tunes. So that was kind of a no-brainer. That was about the best offer I'd seen in a while. And we did that and went back and made this Baritone Monk record, which did very well. It was top 10 on the jazz charts and won on the CMJ charts for 2 weeks, and it did really well. And so we've had a ball. We've been out, we've toured it in a couple places and done some festivals with it. And the North Coast Brewing Company does a lot for jazz education. They donate 100% of the proceeds of this CD goes to the Monk Institute for Jazz Education, as well as a portion of the beer sales of the Brother Thelonious. So they put their money where their heart is. Doug Moody is a longtime jazz and music fan, and Doug and Deb, his wife, are pillars really in the jazz community for what they've done. Well, the thing that we didn't want to do at all was ape Monk. We didn't want to try and sound like we were, imitating Monk. We also wanted to pick tunes that weren't as well known as a lot of the tunes of his that have been recorded. So it was really fun just diving into the canon. And, really Monk only wrote about 73 tunes, which is kind of shocking. I said this yesterday, but the most recorded jazz composer in history is Duke Ellington, and the second most recorded composer is Monk. And Duke wrote over 1,000 tunes, and Monk wrote 73. So it speaks to the 73 tunes very well. So we picked more obscure ones and just tried to arrange them, for our quartet the way we like to sound, and did that. Well, I certainly had never heard his Christmas tune, A Merrier Christmas, which he also wrote lyrics to. So that was kind of fun to sing this little ditty. And in that case, we did. It's called A Merrier Christmas, and we used it. It's a short tune. We used it as an intro to Stuffy Turkey, and call it the Monk Holiday Medley. So. I don't know. What did I learn about Monk on that? I could say that I relearned how much I love Monk tunes and what an amazing original composer he was. We could say quirky, but I don't even think quirky is the right word for him. I think he just was really original. Just like that. Okay.